إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها فإن كل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. عفوا enter lately. Okay, can you hear me please? Because I have problem with my sound. Can you hear me please?
Yes, safe. We can hear you.
Okay.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So inshallah, we start our first class regarding the Arba'una Nawawiyah. So I will share the okay. So inshallah ta'ala I have to open the video or just audio is okay. Okay. So inshallah ta'ala we started our first lecture in this great book, the 40 Hadith of Imam An-Nawawi. The 40 Hadith of Imam An-Nawawi. So this is the great book. Imam An-Nawawi rahimahullah combined in that book almost 42 hadiths, and each hadith it consists all the chapters of Islam. With each hadith, if you look it carefully, you can find that the hadith discuss about many chapters of Islam. So because he already combined all the Jawami al-Kalim of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If we say Jawami al-Kalim, means Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says something, but what he said, it consists many things about the Islam. For example, it's only one sentence or one few sentences, but if you look at it, you can extract from it many issues in different chapters in Islam. So this book is the great book of Imam Nawawi. So this is the reason why this book is well acceptable in all Muslims country from the era of Imam Nawawi up to this era. So this shows the good intention of Imam Nawawi. So this is the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make his book to be acceptable to all over the Muslim countries since from the era of in the era of Imam Nawawi up to this era. So before we started reading the first hadith, so we try to give some short biography of Imam An-Nawawi rahimahullah. So Imam An-Nawawi, his full name is Yahya bin Sharaf An-Nawawi. His full name is Yahya bin Sharaf An-Nawawi. So we already know that he is the great Islamic scholar of the Shafi'i school of thought. Imam Nawawi is following the Shafi'i school of jurisprudence. He followed the Shafi'i schools. This is among the great scholars of Mazhab Imam Shafi'i. So Imam Nawawi, he was born in the year 631 after Hijrah in the village of Nawa. So his village where he was born is called Nawa. So this is the reason why they belong to his name to his village, and Nawawi means Nisba ila Nawa. So in the village of Nawa, nearest to Damascus, nearest to Damascus. His village is nearest to Damascus in Syria. Imam Nawawi is considered one of the greatest scholars of Hadith. So Imam Nawawi is very expert in Hadith. At the same time, also he's the greatest scholar in fiqh, and also he's the greatest scholar of spirituality. So Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless Imam Nawawi with these issues. He's the great scholars in Hadith and fiqh. The same thing is the great scholars in akhlaq. So Imam Nawawi, after he was born, so Imam Nawawi showed a keen interest in learning from a young age. So he started the learning of Islamic knowledge since when he's a boy at the age of 18. So he started learning the Islamic knowledge in his town Nawa. He memorized the Holy Quran before he reached the 9 years. So he continued study in his village Nawa. Then, at the age of 18, he traveled to Damascus. He traveled to Damascus in order to pursue the Islamic studies there. So when he got there, he studied at the Rahwiya school. They have one school, great famous school in Damascus that called Rahwiya school. So he got there, he studied. He dedicated himself fully to learning. So avoiding destruction and leading a simple, ascetic lifestyle. So it said that Imam Nawawi will attend 12 lessons daily. You see, he's very, have the dedication and the effort. Each and every day, he attend 12 lessons daily. So these 12 lessons daily in different types of Islamic knowledge, like Arabic language, fiqh, hadith, tafsir, and other Islamic sciences. So each and every day, he attend more than or almost 12 lessons in the terms of Arabic language, fiqh, hadith, tafsir, and other Islamic sciences. Imam Nawawi, the great scholars, means the very famous scholars of Imam Nawawi, Ishaq bin Ahmad al-Maghribi, his teacher in Arabic language. So he learned the Arabic language from Ishaq bin Ahmad al-Maghribi. Also, among the very famous teachers of Imam Nawawi, Abu Ishaq al-Shirazi. So he a master of Shafi'i fiqh. So Ishaq Shirazi is among the very famous ulama in Mazhab Shafi'iyya. So Imam Nawawi learned the Mazhab Shafi'iyya from him. Also Ibn Salah, you already know who is Ibn Salah, the great scholars of Hadith who write the Muqaddamah of Ibn Salah. Imam Nawawi learned from him the Hadith. So a famous Hadith scholar who had under influence of Imam Nawawi mastering of Hadith. So I mentioned for you only these three very famous scholars. Imam Nawawi have more than 100 teachers that he learned in various different Islamic science from them. So, but these are the very famous teachers of him. Ishaq bin Ahmad, Abu Ishaq al-Shirazi, Ibn Salah, and many of them. So his book, Imam Nawawi, authored numerous works. Imam Nawawi, he wrote many books. So like among the very famous book of Imam Nawawi is Riyadus Salihin. So you already know his book Riyadus Salihin. Also this book Riyadus Salihin, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the book acceptable to all Muslims countries since from the era of Imam Nawawi up to our era. So this showed that the good intention of Imam Nawawi. So this is the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make his book Riyadus Salihin to be acceptable to all Muslims countries. Also, this Riyadus Salihin is the collection of hadith focusing on ethical and moral teaching. So he tried to combine the hadith focus on ethics and the moral teachings. Also, Arba'una Nawawiyah also is among the book that Imam Nawawi wrote. This is our book that we study today, inshallah ta'ala. So it's the collection of 40 hadiths. So the book called in English 40 hadiths of Imam Nawawi. So a collection of almost 42 hadiths. So this 42 hadiths consider fundamentals to Islamic teaching and practice. So this book is the great book, Arba'una Nawawiyah. Also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the book to be acceptable to the Muslims in all over the Muslim countries, since in the era of Imam Nawawi up to our era. So like I said, this show for you the good intention of Imam Nawawi. So this is the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the books of Imam Nawawi to be acceptable to all Muslims countries. So also have another book, Sharh Sahih Muslim, which called in Arabic Minhaj fi Sharh Sahih Muslim. So this book is the great book in the commentary of Sahih Muslim. Many ulama, they try and did the Sharh for Sahih Muslim, but the best book in the shuruh of Sahih Muslim is the book of Imam Nawawi. So Imam Nawawi is the one who put the title of the chapters in Sahih Muslim. Because Imam Muslim, when he wrote his book, he combined the all hadiths in the book, but he didn't put the title of the chapters. Not like Imam al-Bukhari. Imam al-Bukhari, each chapter, he already put the title of the chapter. He said, for example, Bab al-Wudu, then he mentioned the hadith. Bab of the chapter of Salah, he mentioned the hadith. So Imam Nawawi, Imam Bukhari, but Imam Muslim, just he combined the hadith together without the title of the chapter. So Imam Nawawi is the one who put the title of the chapters for the hadith of Imam Muslim. So this Sharh Sahih Muslim, which called Al-Minhaj, is comprehensive commentary of Sahih Muslim, one of the most authentic collection of hadith. So Imam Nawawi have another book in fiqh, which is Al-Majmu'. So this book is the great book in Mazhab of Imam Shafi'i. So this Majmu' is the Sharh of Muhathab, the Shirazi, means his teacher Shirazi, he wrote the book which called Muhathab. So Imam Nawawi, he came and did Sharh of this Muhathab. So this is an encyclopedic work of Shafi'i fiqh. So this is the reason why the ulama call it encyclopedia work of Shafi'i fiqh. So this book, Alhamdulillah, Imam Nawawi try and combine all the almost I said 90% of the views of Mazhab Imam Shafi'i. So this is the reason why they call the book Al-Majmu' encyclopedic work of Shafi'i fiqh. Means is the Shafi'i fiqh encyclopedia, because most of the issues regarding the Mazhab Imam Shafi'i in all in most of the chapters in Islam, Imam Nawawi discussed about it in this book, Al-Majmu'. So this is the great book of Imam Al-Nawawi regarding to the mazhab of Imam Shafi. So also, Imam Nawawi passed away at the young age of 45. You see, all these works that Imam Nawawi did, only spent 45 years in the world, in this earth. So when he left his Nawa, the Nawa, to the Damascus, the ulama said he spent almost maybe 20 years there learning. Then after that, he come back to his town, Nawa, and he started teaching the people. So only few days he passed away. So Imam Nawawi, he had 45 years old. This is the reason why the ulama said he didn't get married. He didn't have the children because he didn't marry. So he passed away at the young age of 45 in his hometown of Nawa. So you see, his life is very short, but his legacy remained since in his era up to now. And his work continued to be widely studied across the Muslim world. So this is Imam short story or short biography about the Imam Nawawi. So the book that we study, this Arba'una Nawawiya, which we call the 40 Hadith of Imam Nawawi, is one of his most famous work. So this book, it contains 42 Hadiths. So the collection is commonly referred to as the 40 Hadiths. So Imam Nawawi tried to combine in this Hadith 40 because he believed that they combine essential teaching of Islam in concise manner. So this book, 40 Hadith, Imam Nawawi tried to choose the very famous 40 Hadith, which this 40 Hadith combine the essential teaching of Islam in different types of chapters of Islam. So the Hadith in this collection cover fundamental aspects of Islamic belief, practice, and ethics. If you look at the Islam only focus on this. Islamic belief means Aqidah, and practice, if you say practice means Ibadah and Mu'amalat. Practice means Ibadah and the Mu'amalat, and ethics, Akhlaq. So if you look, the Islam is only consists three: belief, practice, and ethics. So this book of Imam Nawawi choose these 42 hadiths, all these 42 hadiths focus either in Islamic belief or in practice or ethics. So this is the reason why we said this book is cover all the chapters of Islam. So he tried to pick the 40 hadiths that discuss all the chapters of Islam. So, and consider so the 40 hadiths, like we said, cover various topics include Islamic creed, means belief in God, angels, prophet, and predestination, qadar. Also, ethical conduct means honesty, generosity, kindness, pity and worship, the importance of prayer, charity, justice and fairness, ethical treatment of others, social justice. So if you look, if you look here, these are the most various topics that was covered in 40 hadiths of Imam Nawawi. The firstly, Islamic creed. So if you look at the Quran, maybe you can say half of the Quran or focus on Aqidah, Islamic creed, believe in Allah, believe in angels, believe in prophets, believe in books, believe in last day, Yom Al-Qiyamah, and believe in predestination, Qadar. So if you look the half of the Quran, focus on the belief, Islamic creed. Also, we can also Quran focus on ethical conduct, honesty, generosity, kindness. Also the Quran focus of worshiping of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala means ibadat and charities and some worshiping. Also justice and fairness, ethical treatment of others, social justice. So these are the topics that Quran focus. So Imam Nawawi tried to choose from these 42 hadiths that focus on these topics. So this is the reason why we said this is the reason why we said this 40 hadiths of Imam Nawawi, this book or this 40 hadiths of Imam Nawawi already consists the whole chapters of Islam. So Imam Nawawi's scholarship and work continued to shape the Islamic world centuries after his death, with his 40 hadiths serving as a stable introduction to the core principle of the religion. So this is shortly about the biography of Imam Nawawi, also about the 40 hadiths of Imam Nawawi. So before we started with the hadith, please, any question, please? Any question, please, about the biography of Imam Nawawi and 40 hadiths before we started with the first hadith? Any question, please? Any question, please, regarding the biography of Imam Nawawi?
No questions for now, Doctor. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. So we started the first hadith. The first hadith that Imam Nawawi mentioned. So this hadith, I will read it in Arabic text as how the Imam Nawawi mentioned in his book. Then after that, we translate in English and we started discuss about the hadith in English. So this hadith, Imam Nawawi rahimahullah said, "An Amir al-Mu'minin Abi Hafs Umar bin Khattab radiyallahu anhu قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يقول إنما الأعمال بالنيات وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى فمن كانت هجرته إلى الله ورسوله فهجرته إلى الله ورسوله ومن كانت هجرته للدنيا يصيبها أو امرأة ينكحها فهجرته إلى ما هاجر إليه." رواه إمام المحدثين أبو عبد الله محمد بن إسماعيل بن إبراهيم بن مغيرة بن بردزبة البخاري وأبو الحسين مسلم بن حجاج مسلم القريشي النيسابوري في صحيحهما اللذين هما أصح الكتب مصنفة. So this hadith is the first hadith that Imam Nawawi mentioning in his book. Also, this hadith is very important hadith, as inshallah ta'ala will explain it later. Many ulama al hadith that came before Imam Nawawi, when they would started open their book, they mentioned this hadith. Mean majority of the ulama, even in the hadith scholars, when they write a book, so the first hadith that they will mention in this hadith. Ulama said why? Because this hadith can remember them about the importance of good intention. In order they have to write this book for the sake of Allah. In order this hadith to remember them, they have to do this work in the sake of Allah. So they started with this hadith. So Imam Nawawi already followed the footsteps of the hadith scholars. So this is the reason why he started mentioning this hadith. This hadith also Like, for example, from the previous scholars that started opening their books with this hadith is Imam al-Bukhari. Imam al-Bukhari. Imam al-Bukhari, this is the first hadith that he mentioned in his book. For example, he said, after he said, Kitab al-Bada' al-Wahy. So he said, قال إمام البخاري كتاب بدء الوحي. Then قال حدثنا عبد الله بن زبير الحميدي قال حدثنا سفيان قال سفيان بن عيينة قال حدثنا يحيى بن سعيد الأنصاري قال أخبرنا محمد بن إبراهيم التيمي قال سمعت علقمة بن وقاص يقول سمعت عمر بن الخطاب رضي الله عنه على المنبر يقول سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يقول إنما الأعمال بالنيات وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى فمن كان هجرته إلى الله ورسوله فهجرته إلى الله ورسوله ومن كان هجرته للدنيا يصيبها أو امرأة ينكحها فهجرته إلى ما هاجر إليه. So this is the first hadith that Imam al-Bukhari also mentioned in his book. He started with it. He narrated this hadith from his Sheikh Abdullah bin Humayd, Abdullah bin Zubair al-Humaydi. Then he narrated it from Sufyan bin Uyayna, Sufyan from Yahya bin Sa'id al-Ansari, Yahya from Muhammad bin Ibrahim at-Taymi, Muhammad bin Ibrahim at-Taymi from Alqamah bin Waqas, Alqamah bin Waqas from Umar bin Khattab, Umar from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this hadith, Imam al-Bukhari opened his book with this hadith. So not only Bukhari, many scholars open their books with this hadith. Like I said, the ulama said they do that in order to remember then the importance of ikhlas, because they have to write this book for the purpose of Allah. So they mention in this book hadith, they opening their book in order to remind them the importance of ikhlas and this work that they want to do now for writing this book, do it for the sake of Allah only. So this is the reason also Imam al-Nawawi, he mentioned this hadith. He mentioned this hadith. That means he chose this hadith to be the first hadith in his book Arba'un Nawawiyah. So the translation of this, An Amir al-Mu'minin, Abi Khabs Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu. So from the commander of the believers, this Amir al-Mu'minin, the king of the believers. His name Abu Khabs. This is the laqab. His laqab Abu Khabs al-Kunya. Umar bin Khattab. Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu is very famous among the Sahaba of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this is the reason why I didn't mention his biography, because he's well known to all of us. He's the second Khalifa in Islam. After Abu Bakr Siddiq, he's the second Khalifa. He appointed the Muslim, appointing the Umar to be the Khalifa after the Abu Bakr passed away. And Abu Bakr, he is the one who chose Umar to be the Khalifa after him. And he informed the remaining Muslims, the remaining Sahaba, and all the Sahaba, they agree of it. Why? Because the Umar, he is the best person in this Ummah after Abu Bakr Siddiq. Because the best person in this Ummah after Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is Abu Bakr Siddiq. And after Abu Bakr, Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu. So Umar bin Khattab is among the Sahaba that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam he loved, because he loved him than anyone after Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. Because Amr bin As, he asked in Hadith in Muslim, Amr bin As, he asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who among the people he loved than anyone. Say Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said Aisha. The Amr bin As said, no, I means in the men, not in the women. So he said her father means Abu Bakr. Then he said after Abu Bakr, then Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said Omar. Omar radiallahu anhu, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam already informed he will enter Jannah since he's alive in this dunya. Like he's among the Ashara Mubashirina bil Jannah. Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Abu Bakr fil Jannah, wa Umar fil Jannah, wa Uthman fil Jannah, wa Ali bin Abi Talib fil Jannah, wa Talha bin Ubaidillah fil Jannah, wa Zubair bin Awam fil Jannah, wa وأبو عبيدة عامر بن جراح في الجنة وسعد بن أبي وقاص في الجنة وعبد الرحمن بن عوف في الجنة وسعيد بن زيد بن نوفل في الجنة. So these are the 10 Sahabas that Prophet Sallallahu informed them they already entered Jannah. Abu Bakr fil Jannah means Abu Bakr in Jannah. Umar fil Jannah means the Umar in Jannah. Usman also. Wa Ali also. Wa Talha also. وسعد بن وزبير بن عوام also وسعد بن أبي وقاص also وأبو عبيدة بن جراح عامر بن جراح also وعبد الرحمن بن عوف also and the last Sa'id bin Zaid bin Nawfal. Prophet Sallallahu already give them good tidings they will be in Jannah Yawm al-Qiyamah. So Umar is among them. And Umar is very close to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So he take the second rank in this Ummah after Abu Bakr. Is the best person in this Ummah after Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu is Abu Bakr Siddiq. Then the Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu. So Umar bin Khattab, this is a short story of Umar or biography because I didn't mention his biography because it's very famous about all of you. So Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu said, سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول إنما الأعمال بالنيات. He said that I heard the messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, say, action are only by intention. All the action we did, it will come by the intention. So it means that no any action can appear without intention. If you see any action from somebody, so he has the intention of doing that action because the action cannot come without intention. So all the action are only by intention. And each person will only get what they intend. So, like Professor Sama said, all the action are only by intention. So you can get a one action, two people do that action, but their intention is different for doing that action. So this is the reason why Professor Sama said here, and each person will only get what they intend. Two person they pray Zuhur prayer, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he will judge them about this prayer according to their intention. Maybe the first one, Allah, he will accept his prayer because his intention. The second one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rejected his prayer because of his intention. But they did the same work, the same action, but we cannot judge them according to their action. We said, because they did it, so we said, Allah accept all this action. No. Allah, he will accept the action based on the intention of the person who did it. Like I gave example, Zaid and Amr, they pray Zuhur prayer. So they do the same action. But can we say all this action is accepted to Allah? No, we cannot say that because we didn't know their intention. So Allah, he will accept their action based on their intention. If they said his intention is do that action for the purpose of Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he will accept that prayer. If the Amr, he performed this prayer for the purpose of dunya, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he rejected the prayer. So you see, and each person will only get what they intend. If you intend right, you got right for that action. If you intend wrong with the action that you did, you get wrong. So this is the reason why Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he give us the example. He chose the hijrah because hijrah is ibadah. So Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he give example of hijrah. He said, whoever migrates for Allah and his messenger, then their migration is for Allah and His Messenger. So this is migration, means migration to migrate from Mecca to Medina. So whoever migrates for the sake of Allah means he migrate from Mecca to Medina because of Allah, for the sake of Allah only, and follow the command of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So if he did that, then their migration is for Allah and His Messenger. So Allah, this migration is for Allah. Allah, He will accept this migration, and He will be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will accept this migration, and He will give him the reward. He will give him the reward. So Prophet continue saying, but whoever migrate for worldly gain or a woman to marry, their migration is for what they migrate for. So you see, the same work, the same action. First one, Allah accepted. Allah said His migration is for Allah and His Messenger. But the second one, they do the same work. Both of them, they migrate from Mecca to Medina. So this migration is ibadah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded to do that. So all of them they do, but we cannot say Allah accepted their all migration. We have to look Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will judge them according to their intention. Most of them they did migrate, but who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept is migrated between them is the person who migrate for the purpose of Allah, for the sake of Allah and His Messenger. So who do that? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He accepts his migration. But the person who migrate for the worldly gain, means for dunya, maybe he know that if he migrate to Mecca, from Mecca to Medina, if he go there in Medina, he will get a lot of something in dunya. Or maybe he migrate for the purpose of woman. For example, in Jahiliyyah in Mecca, he proposed to marry a woman, but somebody dated him and he married her. So, and when the Islam came, this woman, she accepted the Islam. And her husband refused to accept the Islam. So she split her husband. She traveled to Medina. She migrated to Medina. And this person who already loved her, so for the purpose of this woman, he know that now she didn't have a husband. She already split her husband because her husband refused to accept Islam. So he said, this is my chance. So he migrated to the Medina in order to marry this woman. So his intention is to marry this woman. So for this reason, so his migration for what they migrate for. So it's not for Allah. So you see the same work, but different reward. The same work, but different reward. Why? Because of intention. So all this, it will accept it based on the intention. Somebody, he will get the reward of his work based on his intention. If his intention for the purpose of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He give him the reward. If his intention is the purpose of dunya or something else, so he will get his reward from what he intended for. So either he got or not, this is up to him. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cannot give him anything because his intention is not for the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this meaning that all the deeds and action cannot happen without intention. And each person will only get what they intend. If your intention for the purpose of Allah, So you get the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because your intention is the purpose of Allah and for the sake of Allah. If your intention for the something else, so you get what you intend for. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He does not give you any reward. So this is Professor Sama mentioned the example of migration, but this is for all ibadat. Any ibadah that person he did it for the purpose of Allah. So this is ibadah is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He will give him the reward. If for the purpose of dunya, so he will get what he intend for. So this hadith Imam Nawawi said, Rawahu. So we'll explain details about this hadith inshallah. So Imam Nawawi said, Rawahu Imam al-Muhaddisin Abu Abdullah Muhammad bin Ismail bin Ibrahim bin Mughira bin Bardizbah وأبو الحسين مسلم بن حجاج بن مسلم القريشي النسابوري في صحيح مع اللذين وما أصح الكتب مصنفة. So this hadith is narrated by two imams of hadith, which is Abu Abdullah Muhammad bin Ismail al-Bukhari. His name is Muhammad bin Ismail bin Ibrahim bin Mughira bin Bardizbah al-Bukhari. Imam al-Bukhari is not an Arab. He come from Bukhara in Russians. So, but he learned Arabic language and he traveled many Arab countries and many Islamic countries in order to learn Hadith. Imam al-Bukhari, almost he was born 194 after Hijrah. He passed away 256 after Hijrah. And he traveled, he left his own home country al-Bukhara when his age is 16. And he traveled in different countries, Islamic countries. He traveled to Mecca. He met many ulama there. He learned Hadith from there. He traveled to Medina. He learned many Hadith from there. He traveled to Yemen, also to Damascus, also to Iraq, Kufa, Basra, Nisabur. He traveled many countries. And he met many ulama of Hadith. He narrated Hadith from there. So Imam Bukhari, he wrote his book, Sahih Bukhari, which is the most authentic book after Quran al-Karim. So the most authentic book in this world after Quran al-Karim is Sahih Imam al-Bukhari. So this is the reason why the ulama call him Amirul Mu'mineen fil Hadith, meaning the commander of believers in Hadith. So this is Imam al-Bukhari. His book is the most authentic book after Quran al-Karim. So Imam Bukhari narrated this hadith. So he narrated it in different places in his book. Because this hadith, like I said, he entered in each chapter in Islam. In this hadith, enter in each chapter of Islam. So this is the reason why Imam Bukhari mentioned this hadith in different chapters in his book. He mentioning it more than 7 places in his book. So then also the student of Imam al-Bukhari, Muslim, because Muslim is the student of Imam al-Bukhari. Also, he narrated this hadith in his book. So Muslim, his kunya is Abu Hussein, his name is Muslim bin Hajjaj bin Muslim al-Qushayri al-Nisaburi. So they narrated this hadith, Bukhari and Muslim, in their Sahih collection, which are the most authentic books in the world after Quran. They are the most authentic books in the world after Quran. So among the Bukhari and Muslim, the most authentic book between Bukhari and Muslim is Bukhari. It's Bukhari. The book of Bukhari is more authentic than the book of Muslim. The book of Bukhari is most authentic than the book of Muslim. So if we said the the most authentic book in this world after Quran al-Kareem is Sahih Imam al-Bukhari, then followed by Sahih Muslim. So we have many things that when the ulama started comparing the Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim, they found that the Sahih Bukhari is more authentic than Sahih Muslim in terms of many things. In terms of many things. So, in terms of isnad, in terms of narrators of the hadith, in terms of the condition of Bukhari is more strict than the condition of Muslim. Also, the narrators that Bukhari narrated the hadith from them, they are more authentic than the narrators that Imam Muslim narrated hadith from them. And many issues, Ibn Hajar mentioning it, many issues why the Bukhari is more authentic. Also, another simple issue is Bukhari is more knowledgeable than Muslim in hadith and in the ilal of hadith because Bukhari is the teacher of Muslim and Muslim is going footstep of Bukhari, follow the footstep of Bukhari. So Bukhari is more knowledgeable than him in terms of hadith, in terms of ilal. Even Muslim already confirmed that. He kissed the head of Bukhari. He said to the Bukhari, you are the doctor of hadith. And he respected Bukhari a lot. So being the Muslim, he know that he cannot compare himself with Bukhari. So he follow Bukhari. He is the teacher of Muslim. So this is the reason why the book of Bukhari is more authentic than the book of Muslim. So after Imam Sahih Bukhari, then Sahih Muslim. So all what in Bukhari and Muslim are authentic. And also I want to explain thing that is very important to understand here. If we said all what in Bukhari and Muslim are authentic, we mean that the hadith that Bukhari and Muslim mention with isnad, because we have the mu'allaqat in Sahih Bukhari and in Sahih Muslim. But in Sahih Muslim, the mu'allaqat, they are very few. But the Bukhari mentioned hadith mu'allaqat more than 1,000 and almost 1,200 mu'allaqat. So this mu'allaqat, some of it are authentic and some of it are not authentic. So if we said all what in Bukhari and Muslim is authentic, means the hadith that Bukhari mentioned with is the isnad. Means he mentioned the isnad. For example, he said Haddasana. The last hadith that he narrated, he said Haddasana Ahmad bin Ishkab, قال حدثنا محمد بن فديل عن أمارة بن قاقع عن أبي زرعة عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم كلمتان حبيبتان إلى الرحمن خفيفتان على اللسان ثقيلتان في الميزان سبحان الله وبحمده سبحان الله العظيم. So all the hadith that Bukhari mentioned with isnad, this is authentic, also Muslim. So this is the translation of the text of the hadith. So now we started to discuss about this hadith. Firstly, we started with source of narration. So source of narration, like Imam Nawawi already explained, this hadith is narrated by Bukhari and Muslim. But not only Bukhari and Muslim narrated this hadith. Many ulama ul hadith also narrated this hadith, like Abu Dawud, Tirmidhi, Nasa'i, Ibn Majah. So there's something that is very important to know. This hadith is Garib. Garib. What is the meaning of Garib in Muslim hadith? Means the hadith that only one narrator narrated the hadith. So this hadith, if we look at the isnad, Bukhari said, حدثنا عبد الله بن زبير الحميدي قال حدثنا سفيان قال حدثنا يحيى بن سعيد الأنصاري قال أخبرنا محمد بن إبراهيم التيمي أنه سمع علقمة بن وقاص يقول سمعت عمر بن الخطاب رضي الله عنه يقول سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول. So this hadith, if you look this isnad, is garib because only Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu is the only one narrated this hadith from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. No one from Sahaba, Shia Umar, narrated this hadith from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the Sahaba of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam are more than 100,000 Sahaba, but all of them, no one narrated this hadith from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, only Umar. Umar, he's the only one narrated this hadith from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this is the reason why this hadith is Qarib Mutlaq, because the Sahabi who narrated this hadith is the only one who narrated it from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Also another thing, Alqamah bin Waqas al-Laysi, he is the only one from the student of Umar narrated this hadith from Umar. Umar, he had more than 1,000 students, that learned the hadith and knowledge from Umar, but all the students of Umar, no one narrated this hadith from Umar, only Alqamah bin Waqas. Only Alqamah bin Waqas. And the same thing also, you see, the same thing. Alqamah bin Waqas al-Laythi have many students, but no one narrated this hadith from Alqamah, from his student, only Muhammad bin Ibrahim at-Taymi. Alqamah is the great scholars in followers of Sahaba in Tabi'is. He has many students who learn the knowledge from him, but no one from his student who narrated this hadith from him, only Muhammad bin Ibrahim at-Taymi. Also, Muhammad bin Ibrahim at-Taymi, the same issue. He has many students, but no one narrated this hadith from him, only Yahya bin Sa'id al-Ansari. But from Yahya, many students narrated this hadith. So this hadith is Garib, because no one narrated it from Prophet except Umar. No one narrated it from Umar except Alqamah bin Waqas. No one narrated it from Alqamah bin Waqas except Muhammad bin Ibrahim at-Taymi, and no one narrated this hadith from Muhammad bin Ibrahim at-Taymi except Yahya bin Sa'id al-Ansari. So then from Yahya bin Sa'id al-Ansari, many scholars of hadith narrated this hadith. So here, this is the reason why here I said this hadith was uniquely narrated by Yahya ibn Sa'id al-Ansari from Muhammad bin Ibrahim at-Taymi, from Alqamah bin Waqas, from Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu. So this is Garib, but from Yahya, many scholars narrated this hadith. So this hadith, in this way, is the authentic way. Yes, we have some ways that narrated this hadith, which from Professor Salma, which is not in the way of Umar. Like, we have one hadith narrated, this hadith narrated from Abu Hurairah from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But all the hadith that was narrated, all these hadith that was narrated from other Sahabas from Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they are not authentic. They are not authentic. They are not authentic. All the hadith, all these hadith that narrated from other Sahabas from Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, their ways, they are not authentic. The only way that is authentic is the way of Umar. So this is the reason why we said no one narrated it from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam except Umar. Maybe someone he said, why we say that he got another narration from Abu Huraira, narration of this hadith from Abu Huraira, from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, also another narration from Abu Sa'id al-Khudri from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We said yes, we have this narration, but why we said Umar radiallahu anhu is the only one? Because the narration of Abu Huraira of this hadith from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the same thing, the narration of Abu Sa'id al-Khudri from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam of this hadith, all these two narrations, they are very, very, very weak. No one of them is authentic. So this is the reason why we said no one narrated this hadith from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam except Umar. So this is the reason why Ali bin Madini said there is no authentic chain for this hadith other than this one. Means all the isnad that narrated this hadith from different Sahaba from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, no one of this isnad is authentic. The only isnad that is authentic is the isnad of Umar. So this is the reason why. So this is the reason why the ulama said no one narrated this hadith from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam except Umar. So this is the reason why Imam Khattabi said, I am not aware of any disagreement among the hadith scholars regarding this chain. And all the hadith scholars already agree that the only chain, what means the only isnad, this is the meaning of chain, the only isnad that is authentic of this hadith is only the isnad of Umar. All remaining isnad that narrated from other Sahabas from Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they are authentic. So it has also been said that this hadith has been narrated from many sources, but nothing reliable has been authentic by the hadith scholars. Like I explained, many ulama said they have some narration that narrated this hadith from many sources, but no one about these sources are authentic. All of them, the remaining ways and the sources, all of them, they are weak. Some of them, they are very, very weak. The only one way that is authentic is the way of Umar. So this is the reason why the ulama said no one narrated this hadith from Umar, from Prophet Sallallahu except Umar. Also, like I explained, no one narrated this hadith from Umar except Al-Kama bin Waqas, and no one narrated this hadith from Al-Kama bin Waqas except Muhammad bin Ibrahim al-Taymi, and no one narrated it from Muhammad bin Ibrahim al-Taymi except Yahya bin Sa'id al-Ansari. So Yahya bin Sa'id from Yahya bin Sa'id al-Ansari, many scholars narrated this hadith. So here, this is the why here I said it was narrated by the great number of people from Yahya bin Sa'id al-Ansari. So from Yahya bin Sa'id al-Ansari, many great numbers of the people narrated the hadith. But from Umar up to Yahya is only one. Umar is the only one narrated from Prophet. Al-Kama bin Waqas is the only one narrated from Umar. Yahya bin Ibrahim Taymi is the only one narrated from Al-Kama. Yahya bin Sa'id is the only one narrated from Yahya. Yahya bin Sa'id is the only one narrated from Muhammad bin Ibrahim al-Taymi. So from Yahya, many scholars, great number of people narrated this hadith from Yahya. So it is said that more than 200 narrators transmitted it from him. More than 200 narrators narrated this hadith from Yahya. So from Yahya, many. But before Yahya, to the Umar, only one. But from Yahya is many. So more than 200 narrators transmitted it from him. And some ulama said that almost 700 narrators narrated this hadith from Yahya. So among the narrators that narrated this hadith from Yahya, like Imam Malik narrated this hadith from Yahya, like Sufyan al-Thawri also narrated this hadith from Yahya, like Al-Awza'i also narrated this hadith from Yahya. Like Abdullah bin Mubarak also narrated this hadith from Yahya. Like Lays bin Sa'ad also narrated this hadith from Yahya. Hamad bin Zayd also narrated this hadith from Yahya. Shu'ba bin Hajjaj also narrated this hadith from Yahya. Sufyan bin Uyayna also narrated this hadith from Yahya. And others. These all scholars that I give example of to you, they are very famous scholars in hadith. They are imma in hadith. So they narrated this hadith from Yahya, Malik, Thawri, Awza'i, Abdullah bin Mubarak, Lays bin Sa'ad, Hammad bin Zayd, Sufyan bin Uyayna, and others. So this is regarding for the source of this hadith. So now scholars comment on the hadith. What ulama said regarding this hadith? Before we started explaining the things in the hadith, want to know what scholars said about the importance of this hadith, about the importance of this hadith, what the scholar said about the importance of this hadith. So this hadith is the one of the fundamental principle of Islam. Like I said before, when I translate the hadith to English, this hadith is the one of the fundamental principles of Islam, because this hadith, it will enter all the chapters of Islam. You cannot find any chapter in Islam except this hadith, it will enter in that chapter. So this is the reason why it's the one of the fundamental principles of Islam. Imam Shafi'i, rahimahullah, said that this hadith is 1/3 of knowledge. You see, it's the 1/3 of knowledge. It's the 1/3 of knowledge. Also, in another saying, Imam Shafi'i said that, I didn't mention it here, this hadith, it will enter in 70 chapters of the chapters of Islam. This hadith, it will enter in the 70 chapters of Islam, 70 chapters of Islam. So this is the reason why in this, he said that this hadith is 1/3 of knowledge. Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal said that the foundation of Islam is built on 3 hadiths. Means the Islam, if you look at Islam, is built on 3 hadiths. The first one, this hadith. Because why? Because all the deeds in terms of Aqidah, in terms of Ibadah, in terms of acts and mu'amalat, if you need Allah to accept it, so you have to do it for the sake of Allah. So you see, this is the first condition to accept the amal. The condition of accepting the amal is sincerity, ikhlas. So this hadith show the ikhlas. So the ikhlas enter in all chapters of Islam. So this is the reason why Imam Ahmad said this, the Islam, foundation of Islam is built on the 3 hadiths. This hadith and the hadith Aisha. Also we read the hadith number 5 that Imam Nawawi mentioned. Hadith Aisha, whoever innovated in our religion, man ahdatha fi amrina hadha ma laysa minhu fahuwa rad. And why this hadith also is among the hadiths that built in Islam? Because after you did the intention, any work you have to do good intention, sincere to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So ikhlas. Then, and this work after ikhlas, also Allah cannot accept the work only if you do it through the teaching of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Maybe somebody will pray and his intention is he performed that prayer for the purpose of Allah, but his prayer is against the teaching of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is against the Sunnah. So Allah cannot accept that. So you see, it's all the ibadats after ikhlas. The ikhlas is not enough. After the ikhlas, must to do it according to the teaching of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So if your ibadah is against the teaching of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will rejected it. So you see, so this is the reason Imam Ahmad said that. Also the hadith Aisha, whoever innovated in our religion what we didn't do, so what he did is rejected. Also, number 3, the hadith of Nu'man bin Bashir means Innal halalu bayyinun or Innal haramu bayyinun, means the lawful is clear and unlawful is clear. Why? Because if you look to the mu'amalat, is we have halal and haram. Halal and haram. Allah explained the halal and also explained the haram. So these 3 hadiths is built of Islam. Ikhlas, mutaba'at sunnah, follow the sunnah, and knowing the halal and haram. So many scholars have summarized a similar saying about the importance of these hadiths. Okay, admin, is it we have time, or we can continue the explanation? We start the explanation, or the time is over. Admin, Imran.
Yes, Sheikh.
So is it the time is over, or we can continue?
The time's over, Sheikh.
Okay. So before I close, maybe if you have 2 questions only, because the time is already over, 2 questions only. Any question, please?
Assalamualaikum, Sheikh. I have a question.
Okay, Fadal. Okay, what is your question?
Since this hadith is narrated by only one, and then only one, and only one, and then until it reach Yahya, only there are more than 200, something like 200. So why Imam choose this hadith like to be number 1 in this Arba'in and like give it such an importance?
Yes, because now I already explained for you, not only Imam Nawawi is the one started mentioning this hadith in his book. He started with this hadith in his book. We have previous ulama, scholars of hadith, that started this, mentioning this hadith in their book, means they opened their book with this hadith, like Imam al-Bukhari. So why the ulama include Imam Nawawi, they started mentioning this hadith in their book, or they opening their book with this hadith, because this hadith is focused about the ikhlas. So anything that you want to do, you have to try your best to do it for the sake of Allah. So in order, because they want to write a book, so this book that they want to write it in the sake of Allah. So the Muslim needs something that can remember him always, the ikhlas. And this hadith is teach the ikhlas. So this is the reason why they're opening their book with this hadith, in order to show that this book, they will write it in the focus of Allah, in the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Always, if they continue writing, always if they open the book, they see this hadith, this can remind them about the importance of ikhlas. They try their best to reply their intention to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. Because you know that the shaitan always, if you are doing ibadah, always, like inshallah ta'ala, in our next lecture, we explain about that, what the ulama said about the difficulty of intention. Because always if you are doing the ibadah, the shaitan, he will come to you. He try to bring the confusion in your heart. He try always to put in your heart to feel that you are doing show off to the people. So this is the reason why always you have to try your best to reform your niyyah, even in your praying. Maybe shaitan come to you, said, oh, I did this prayer because I need the people to see me. So at that time, when the shaitan, he come attack you, try your best to remember that all the ibadah that you did, if it's not the sake of Allah, Allah cannot accept it. You try at that moment, you reform your niyyah. You said, oh Allah, this prayer, I do it for the purpose of you, not for the purpose of the people to see me. And you continue. Also, if he return back, shaitan return back again, he attack you with this waswasa. So also at the time, you try to revenge to the shaitan. What you do, you try to say, oh Allah, what shaitan put me in my heart, I do this ibadah for the purpose of person or this and this. No, I do it for the purpose of Allah. So you continue doing it until you finish your ibadah. So if you do that, so inshallah ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he will accept your ibadah. But the shaitan cannot leave you. You want to spoil your ibadah at anyhow. So you have to try. This is how the ulama say. So for this reason, the ulama, if they want to write the book, so they started with this hadith because always this hadith, remember them, they have to do this work for the purpose of Allah. So this is the reason why the Imam Nawawi started mentioning this hadith in his book. Also, not only him, the previous ulama also started mentioning, started opening their book with this hadith. I hope my answer is clear to you. Is it clear?
Yes, Jazakallah khairan. I just wondering, is there any other hadith or that mentions about the niyyah, which is stronger, but it addresses this, or else we thank Omar so much for this, mashallah.
No. Yes, this is the only way, because not only Imam Nawawi, like Bukhari and many scholars, because here the scholars comment, here's the scholar comment of the hadith, scholars comment of the hadith. I mention only few, but if you, many ulama said, and the very, very important things about this hadith. So, inshallah, next week, you will see, if we start an explanation of the hadith, you will see the importance of this hadith, inshallah. Thank you so much. So, please, any questions? So, inshallah, I stop here. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Waalaikumsalam, jazakallah khairan, Sheikh.
بارك الله فيك.